So again, welcome back to me, welcome back to Thailand. True Blue Thai here from Thailand. I hope you're doing well. It is one at it here in Thailand around about noon, 12 o'clock. And sun's up as per usual. What's it go? A bit chilly again. What's it go? Sorry, I do, guys. I've got bags under bags under bags under my eyes at the moment, and I'll tell you the reason why. Game start finished at after midnight, so what's it got about it? Because I was buzzing, etc. I didn't get to sleep until about 1 o'clock. Then the appears that we have a couple of mice, for instance, and it doesn't bother me, but they do scratch a little bit. Doesn't bother me too much, as it were, for instance, because I'm too tired, etc. But it bothers my partner. So of course she was moaning about how the fact that the noise. So she was up at 3 o'clock in the morning. Then in Thailand, if you live in a Thailand resort, what the Thais like to do is this. They like to basically, for instance, if they have a celebration. So at sunup, 6 o'clock in the morning, sunup. What they like to do is to they play music, right? And they don't just play music; they play music loud, and I mean loud. And what happened was this music was just ridiculously loud, and they played, and for instance, it was just ridiculous, and it's what they do. It's when they have a celebration, they start off. It's coming like evil spirits or something like that, or the ghosts. They believe in ghosts, and they play it loud, and they have these massive speakers, and they play it loud. So if you want a lie-in or anything, or sleep past 7 o'clock, etc., you're screwed. So, for instance, of course, and they don't tell you the celebration. You don't know. It just happens, and so it's all gone quiet now because they've got Buddy in at the moment. So they've got all the monks in. What's it called? Doing the Buddy preachers, and it's all very, very nice. It's very nice. What's it called? But it's really good with the Buddha, and it's like either a birthday or a celebration or some kind, and but it's loud. It really is. So that's what I got woken up to at 6 o'clock this morning. So I've got bags under bags under bags under bags. So anyway, guys, so welcome to Thailand. So good, no, it's really Buddha. Anyway, forget about that. Let's focus about the football. So we won 2-0. Manchester City 2, Wolves 0. Should have been more. And for instance, so we should have been more. We had a newbie as a referee, and when I saw him announced as our referee, I'm like, who the hell is he? Who wants to make a star of himself? Who overridden a penalty decision by a guy, for instance, a Wolverhampton player, who thought he was a plane. Yes, it appears that, for instance, he goes around with his hand like this, I am a plane. And he clearly puts his arm out. Now, you can't call it handball because this is your hand. It's called a hand. This is your arm. So it was arm ball, and this is the t-shirt. I believe the t-shirt is up about here. So but he hit here, but he clearly put his arm out. He clearly did that motion to put his arm out. Some of the commentators, again, these commentators drive me crazy. Some based biased media commentators, and talk about, he was stopping. It was a natural position to stop himself. No, he put his arm out. He clearly did it. Right, and if you see his two arms, one clearly extends. So he did it. He held it. So was it a penalty? I would say yes. And it's not because I'm a City fan. It's because he clearly clearly put his arm out. His hand goes that way. To say it was. So he clearly. Now, it probably was a reflex thing, or whatever, but he clearly does it. So to sit there and say that, for instance, it wasn't a penalty is a load of rubbish. But again, the most mainstream southern-based media, I'm sure Howard Webber's going to come out and say, no, it wasn't. It's another VAR decision against Manchester City. What a shock. Anyway, did he make a difference to the game? No. And got a big credit, for Guehi, Marc Guehi, wonderful. Well done. Talk about calmness, cool. He was their leader. He was working well with Kuzinov. Absolutely fantastic. Great performance by Omar. Brilliant performance, and really, really happy for what he did. He was just calm at the back, etc. And I love the way he would, he'd bring the ball, he'd go back, and every time I think there was many opportunity he had, etc. What he said when he saved City, there was, being there in that position, being able to read the game. There was a part in the second half, etc., where the Wolves player could have knocked it up to Strand Larsen, and he just happened to get in the way and and play of the ball. And for instance, and it was one of those things where it was late on in the game, and it could have been they could have given the opportunity for Wolves. And so, for instance, so he was just excellent. He was going to be a star. Against him with Kuzinoff and Diaz and O'Reilly and Nunes, I think we've got a great defence. Kuzinoff, Kuzinoff as well as Guardiola, Diaz, Nunes and O'Reilly. That is a hell of a defence. Really good defence, and that can go on for a good few years. And so I'll be really, really pleased with that. Nunes, welcome back, Nunes. Welcome back, Nunes. Welcome back. Fantastic ball in to Omar for the first goal. Great, wonderful cross. So for instance, he was calm at the back. For instance, we've missed this guy. Absolutely missed this guy. Rico Lewis has been playing there. Pep Guardiola said, to which I am sick and tired of people not listening to Pep says. Pep says he is not a defender. Rico Lewis plays in that way, in that back, and Pep plays him in that back, etc. He doesn't play well. He gets cooked by the fans. But the thing is, what Lewis is a midfielder and not a defender. So unfortunately, and the reason why Pep plays him in that is because we got no option, or whatever, or he's probably a better option than Aki, and that kind of thing. But watching Nunes come back, etc., made things just better, simple as that. I'd like to see Ryan Ignore, but with O'Reilly, also offenses was good, and also good in the transition, and also it was fighting a bit with the Wolves players, which is good as well. Also Bernardo Silva, a lot of people cook him, have a go, but what Bernardo Silva did today was excellent, because Bernardo Silva stayed next to Rodri to shore up midfield. He wasn't on his little walkabouts, and when he does that, etc., and allowing Semenko up to go in the attack, he stayed with Rodri and he made a big difference. He got an assist, and so that was what we want from Bernardo Silva. Stay put, and be your wingman to Rodri, for instance, and he was. Okay, Tijjani Reinders, I think I had an okay game as well. Didn't do much, but I also had a couple of shots. But for instance, wasn't particularly happy when it came off, etc. But still needed a bit more from Tijjani. So I'll go through the player ratings in a minute. But I just want to big up these players. Omar Marmoush. Very, very happy for Pep and his team selection, allowing Haaland and Foden to stay on the bench, giving Omar a chance, and Doku as well. But Omar Marmoush came along, player of the match for me. Was fighting for every ball. Great goal to get on the end of that. Some fantastic cross by by Nunes. Should have had a penalty. Should have had another goal when he hit the post as well. I think he was by far City's best player today. So again, it was close. Really, really good. Cherki had influence throughout the game. Absolutely a great influence throughout the game. I'm going through the player ratings. I just want to big up the players, certain players which to me stood out. But he did lose ball a few times. But when you're playing, doing his role, you're gonna do it. But when it comes off, it comes off. Unfortunately, sometimes it doesn't come off, and he just lose the ball. So anyway, but let's get on to the game as well. And for instance, again, I just want to put this out. Some people, I was listening to LB's chat. So many negative people. It's unbelievable. So-called City fans are just negative. Punch in the face. Even after the game, if that was anybody else, City was, but other than Wolves, Man City would have been cooked. Absolute garbage. You've seen what happened to Liverpool, right? Losing 3-2. Against Bournemouth. You've seen Spurs. Right? We're going to play in a couple of weeks. Everybody said, "Oh, we're going to Spurs." He can't even beat Burnley. Where Burnley? the Premier League, just like the Women's Super League, and I'll come into Super League in a bit as well, because that was important. We had an important result yesterday. So, for instance, the girls played today. So the fact is, and the Premier League at the moment is such a topsy-turvy league at the moment. You don't know. There's nobody really. You could say Arsenal to a point is the only team really consistency. Aston Villa was a consistency, and then they started losing. So, for instance, against Everton, so for instance, they've dropped off. But everybody seems to be winning, losing. That's why the Rags are in the position that they are. Because again, for instance, it's we'll see how they got on against Arsenal today. So, for instance, but there's no such easy game. There's no such thing as an easy game. Right? That could have been a banana skin for Manchester City. So I don't give a crap when people say, oh, well, it could have, if City played against the likes of what? Liverpool, Spurs, Arsenal, would have been, for instance, we would have got cooked. I don't think so at all. I think because Wolves played a low block against City, tried to catch us on the attack. You can clearly see, for instance, they've been watching the videos of the Rax and Bodo and saying what we'll do, we'll stay compact in the centre midfield, and then we'll send it long. Man City, for instance, with the midfield, staying compact in the midfield, etc. And the balls weren't going through, or very small few balls were going through to Donnarumma, for instance. And what ball did go through was basically wiped up by Guehi and Nunes and Kuzinov and O'Reilly. So, for instance, and the only person who looked really shaky in defence, in our back line was Donnarumma, Paisley. But other than that, for instance, it was good. And teams, whoever you're going to play, right? Unless you're playing, even Exeter, for instance, when we beat Exeter 10-1, they had a goal against us. Won the goal, but they they scored against us, right? Because again, teams will have a choice, have a chance, and the Premier League teams have good players, and Premier League teams will have a chance against you. You're never going to argue all your way, but you've got to take the game as a big whole and say who was by far the better team. Manchester City were good in the first half, as Peps says, flat in the second half. But overall, we were the better team. That's the reason why we were where we were. That's the reason why we won the game. Okay, so let's have a look. So let's perhaps start with the stats as usual. So for stats, 64% City, 36% Wolves. Okay, again, so shots off target, 9 for City, 6 for Wolves. Shots on target, 4 for Man City, 1 for Wolves. Right. So even though they had they did a better job in the second half, Wolves, and tried to take the game to Man City about change the team at half time, etc., and bring on also brought on Strand Larsen, etc., whatever. But they didn't really affect it because they only had 1 shot on goal. They had a few shots to knock it over the top, but only shot 1 shot. Corners 4, 6, 16 fouls, 14 fouls. I don't think it was that kind of game. I really didn't. I think that referee was quite poor, to tell you the truth. Yellow cards, 3-1. Yeah, I think there's more yellow cards than that. I thought there were some of them. There was a kick by the back of the back of the heel or back of his calf, etc. by one of the Wolves players on Doku. I thought it was disgusting. Should have got more than just that. Anyway, so let's have a look. First half goals from Omar and Ansin Semenko powered City to a deserved convincing 2-0 victory over Wolves at the Etihad. Egyptian Mamouche superbly fired Pep Guardiola's side into a 6-minute lead from close range before Semenko then marked his first home Premier League start before scoring on the stroke of half time. On the afternoon filled with positives, there was also an insurance and accomplished debut for the new signing Marc Geuhi, who was shone at the heart of Blues defence. It was a perfect and timely response for City after frustrating losses to the Rags and then Bodo Glimt. Just a significant victory also strengthened the grip on the second place of the Premier League, again 4 points behind now at the Premier League, and so it has narrowed the gap to lead who play the Rags tomorrow. Showing 5 changes from the side against Bodo. Guehi immediately in the action on the centre half, seeing a 5th-minute header from Bernardo corner, saved smartly from the Wolves and keeper by Josie Sarr. But we didn't have long to wait for breaking through, with Omar Moose striking with a 60 seconds superb predatory fashion. Matheus Nunes, back in action after missing the last few games with the virus flu, was provided the full back, whipping an inviting cross from the right back. Mamouche, making his first start after returning from AFCON during Egypt, then showed tremendous anticipation and desire, driving forward by beating the visitors' defence before steering the ball past Sarr to continue our perfect start. It was a positive display for intensity. Mamouche then clipped the ball on the 36th minute after another smart City move before City were denied a penalty following a lengthy VAR check, with the ball having struck Yemen arm in the build-up. However, after watching several plays of the several million plays, pitchside monitor Fahid Khalil on what's his first ever Premier League game. I judged his arm was on an unnatural position and wave play on crap. Fortunately, City did not have much to wait for longer for that critical decision. After arrival via Semenko at the second minute added time, minute of the first half. I've been due time. The Ghanaian winger marked his first home Premier League start since joining City from Bournemouth by drilling a smart finish from 15 yards just after latching onto a Bernardo pinpoint assist. Wolves sought up their attacking intent after the break, with City needing to be alert at the back. Donnarumma stood tall to deny him, what's called Osaka, whatever you want to call him, before Strand Larsen's header flew just wide on the 66th minute. Only the crossbars prevented Semenko from adding his second, and fantastic cross shot there from Semenko. And his third after unleashed a powerful 78th minute from the 20 yards before the bar. Also came City aid from Osaka to the 87th minute header. But the Blues weren't to be denied and secured precious 3 points. So yeah, absolutely superb. City's team: Donnarumma, Nunes, Kuznetsov, Guehi, O'Reilly, Bernardo, Rodri, Bernardo, Fernandes, Semenko, Cherki, and Mamouche. Doku came on for Mamouche on the 72nd. I don't know why he should have stayed on for Mamouche. Haaland came on for the 76th for Cherki for a second. Foden came on the 60th minute for Reinders. So offences. Subs not used: Aki, Trafford, Ignori, Musaka, Elaine, and Lewis. 52,600. Debut delight. Eagerly awaiting debut from Marc Guehi produced an assuring display that oozed class and composure. Comfortable in possession, astute in reading the game, and always have a second ahead of what was thinking of the textbook first half display. Given Marc had his only a few days to get acclimated to his new teammates, it was one of the alluring, so well looked after long term. He's going to be bring so much to City. So absolutely superb. He really, really good. Yeah, player of the match. I had him. I didn't realise City had him. Omar Mamouche, an opening goal, a fine form display at round. So Omar Mamouche getting straight back into the groove after AFCON, making his Premier League start since August. It was a reminder of how Omar Mamouche will have a huge firepower as we gear up to the intensive few months. And it was great to have him back. Yeah. Peps verdicts. We won the game. We were unbeaten. We won against a team that had been unbeaten in the last 4 or 5 games. Again, I can't take them for granted. So pretty pleased. People have a question. People have a question of a number of assists, goals, assists. So I'm really happy with Omar. His energy for what he did. The captain of Crystal Palace was also something special. Really pleased with Marc. I also is also demanding for ourselves to be better. Good players adapt quickly and understand the game. So yeah, absolutely. Omar's verdict. We fought until the end, showed very, very good mentality from the beginning. Pep Guardiola wants us to put our hearts out there and fight for every ball. It's important to score and help the team. I'm very happy to be here after AFCON and helping my team. I saw Matheus Nunes broke broke through and just saw it was a good finish. A good finish. Happy for the goal and happy for the 3 points. Brilliant. Yeah, absolutely. Sees Man City back in closing the gap against Arsenal. So really happy for the guys. For instance, yeah. Right. Okay. So it deserves the credit for what he got. So yeah. But overall, very delighted with the team's performance. We'll talk about it tomorrow. The ladies today was going to get the London Lionesses. The good news is the fact that Chelsea lost at home to Arsenal 2-0. So Man City played Chelsea in a couple of weeks' time at the Joseph Stadium. So Man City get back on and doing bounce back weekend. And if Manchester City beat Lionesses today, we're 9 points clear of Chelsea when they come to us. And regardless of lucky Chelsea and what they do, we've got a great chance of being 9 points clear going into the game against Chelsea. So for instance, yeah. So big up to the ladies, giving them your support. Well done to Manchester City. So we'll see what happens with the Rags. Can they do anything against Arsenal? Other than that, I'm going to get going. The music's about to start again, and you won't be able to hear me apart from a lot of Thai music. So guys, going to love you and leave it. TBT Verdict from Thailand. Like and subscribe. Tell me what you're thinking. Speak to you tomorrow.